Odens are releasing a new Alva collection, and in this collection there are 4 eyeshadow palettes, 12 lip products, and it all looks stunning. So Odens very kindly sent me over this collection, and it will launch on the 1st of July, 11 AM EST. So mark your calendars if you are an Odens fan. Odens are an indie brand. The owner is based in Sweden, and I believe they ship their products and palettes from China. Odens have been one of my favourite indie brands for a little while. I think I do have an Odens playlist on my channel if you want to check it out. I love their formulas, their colour stories, the quality, the packaging of everything. And because there's 4 palettes and a lot of lip products in this collection, I think what I'm going to do is do 1 video per palette. I think then that's fair on each of the palettes. Now this collection is based on seasons because we've got a spring palette, an autumn palette, a summer palette and a winter palette. Now the intros for all 4 of these videos will be the same, so I'm sorry if that's a little bit repetitive, but I just think it's going to be easier that way, so then I get all the information out each time if you just clicked on one of the random videos. Does that make sense? So each of the palettes are going to retail for $43.90, and I'm not sure if there's going to be a bundle so you can pick up all 4 palettes together and it might be slightly cheaper. Then we have 12 lip products. We have the Fairy Wishes lip stains and there's 6 of those, and then we have the Fairy Wishes Shine lip stain, and they're all going to be $13.90 each. Again, not sure if there's going to be different bundles so you can pick them all up and then get a bit of a discount. Let's dive into the close-ups of all 4 palettes and all 12 lip stains swatched.
Honestly, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care, care that she's cool, funny too, pretty hair. It almost seems to me you're on jealousy, but please, there's no need, I don't care, couldn't care less, I swear. I'm in paradise, do my thing, not thinking twice. Guess it hurts.
So for this video, we are going to go in with the winter palette. I'm not doing autumn yet because I'm saving that one to last because that one is my favourite colour story. So I know I've done spring, summer. It would have made sense to have done autumn, but here we are, we're doing winter first. And it definitely doesn't feel like winter today in this beauty room. It is extremely warm. Now the colour story of winter is my least favourite of the 4. That doesn't mean to say I don't like the colour story, I just, personal preference, that would be the order of things that I like, and this would be in last place. However, it does have some delicious looking purples. I don't tend to go for sort of berry ready purples like this too often, so I'm probably going to stick to this cool tone purple, this nice pastel, and I want to use the yellow in this look because I feel like I could incorporate more shades into this look, but then I don't feel like I'm gonna like the look, so I'm just picking the shades that I know I like to work with that make sense for me, if that makes sense. That probably made no sense. It's actually really fun doing this little series of Odens palettes. I'm enjoying that there are 4 and then I can compare them all colour story wise, formula wise, all of that good stuff. If you haven't checked out the other videos and you want to see the other palettes and my looks, I will link it somewhere for you. I do have an Odens playlist on my channel and they should be with my most recent videos surrounding this one. Okay, so like I said, can I just point out, my blush does not look as intense in person as it does on camera. Anyway, moving on. Oh, before I forget, the lip combination that I used today was Nude Nectar with a little bit of Lily Latte on top. And again, beautiful formula for the lip products from Odens Eye. So yeah, I'm thinking I definitely want to be using the yellow in this because that looks beautiful. I definitely want to use this purple, this purple. Am I going to need a deepening shade? Is it going to have to be this deep blue? Potentially. So I'm going to start out with Wood Stove. And again, I did mention in my last video, which was summer, I don't know if that colour story screams summer to me, even though it was a beautiful colour story. And this one, I don't know if it screams winter to me. Just me, maybe? I don't know. But I'm going to pack this shade. Okay. As much as I said this colour story is my least favourite out of the four, but still being beautiful, this shade is absolutely stunning. I love a purple that is this tone. And I'm just currently packing it on to get maximum pigment before I blend this out. But I want a lot of this shade because this shade is absolutely beautiful. So the more the better. I really did just poke myself quite hard in the eye then. So I've wrapped that round onto the lower lash line, and then with no extra product, I am just going to start to blend this out. And I think this will look really nice in combination with that light yellow. Again, I wouldn't have really said a pastel yellow was a wintry shade, but I'm glad it's included in the palette. Then I'm going to take that lightest purple, which is called Snowman, and it is up here. And I'm just going to dust that on the edges of the first purple. I'm not trying to take too much or pack it on because I just want it as a blending shade. But that is blending together beautifully. And again, with this palette, as with the other palettes, there's definitely different shimmer formulas and textures included within this palette. More toppery shades, more traditional shimmers, and some metallics. Okay, looking very purple. So taking the yellow, which is called Frost, and I do want to pack that into the inner corner. You will have seen a theme throughout these Odens Eye videos that I love a light pastel matte in my inner corner, and I just can't seem to resist it, to be quite honest. But I think this purple and yellow combination is going to be something I'm going to enjoy. Now this yellow is not the strongest pastel that I have ever used. I mean, it's there, I have packed it on and you can see it, but I don't know. I was hoping for a tiny bit more pigment. Then I'm going to dip into a mid-tone purple called Snowy, which is this one, and I only want a little bit of this shade just to sandwich between the first purple and that yellow. Oh yeah, yeah, I like that combination. Now we do have a lot of shimmers to choose from in this palette because I believe there is a 50-50 split between the shimmers and the mattes, and we do have quite a few deep ones to choose from that are down here. This one looks insane, called Lazy. Ugh, oof. That's got a lot of different reflex in it, and it is stunning if I wanted to go a little bit deeper. That could look really cute, actually. We do have Winter Time. Oh, again, nice. Blanket, potentially. Icy is more of a toppery yellow. We do have Icicles, we have Festive, ooh, and we have Cool, which is the marbled shade. Ooh, maybe going from Cool into, what's this one? Lazy. Cool and Lazy. I like that combination. Now I'm going to try and pick up Cool on my finger and apply it that way because from previous experience with these shades in the other palettes, they do apply better with the finger when it is the marbled shade. I mean, you could also use a sponge tip applicator instead of struggling like I am right now, but it looks really cute on the lid. Then going into the shade Lazy, just to pop towards the outer corner. Ugh, that would be beautiful all over the lid for a really deep smoky look. Okay, I'm thinking though for the lower lash line to connect the yellow to the purple matte, I might use the shade Blanket, which is this one here. Now I have sprayed it because I don't want fallout, but this might just be a nice different addition to the look. I feel like we're losing the yellow, which is really sad because I love the yellow shade. It's just a little bit dusty and it's not the usual pigment in a pastel that I'm used to when it comes to Odin's eye. I wish it was a little bit more impactful, but I think this is the look, so I'm going to jump off and finish it up. And so we have the winter look with the Winter Alva palette from Odens Eye's new collection. And now that it's all put together, I love it because the majority of this look is the shade that I love the most in this palette, which was that wood stove shade here. I do think it was a really interesting pop and addition to add Blanket to the lower lash line. Just made it a little bit more interesting, I think. What upsets me about this look though is I wish this yellow called Frost was just a little bit more impactful because, I don't know, maybe it's just because my skin tone's so light it's not standing out as much, but I was just expecting a little bit more of a vibrancy from that yellow so it would really stand out, but it's not as popping as I would want. It is definitely not the worst pastel I've ever used. This is still a good quality pastel. It's just, I don't think this one is as impactful as some of Odens Eye's other pastel shades. But all in all, I think a really nice purple and yellow look. I didn't have a problem with using any of the shades, barring that yellow that I wish was a little bit more impactful. Now the shades that would have been easy to pick up on a brush is Blanket and Lazy from the ones that I used. Just looking at the textures, I can see that they would be a little bit easier. Some of the others are a little bit more flaky, like the cool shade that I put in the inner portion of the lid definitely benefits from being applied with the finger or a sponge tip applicator. Icy looks to be the same, Festive, Icicles and Cashmere. The others, they potentially look like they could be easily picked up on a brush. I didn't get a lot of fallout like I did with the summer palette, and I think it's really vibrant, it's really pretty. If you like this colour story, I don't think there's anything wrong with the formula. I think it's beautiful just like the other Odens Eye palettes, but just for me personally, out of the 4 palettes, this colour story I gravitate towards the least. Having said that, there's some absolutely stunning shades in here that I love, like these purples, they always get me. And I do like the fact that so far in all the 3 palettes that I've now tried from this collection, we do have pastel shades because like I say, I love to use them for my inner corner. I really appreciate the fact that there's a really light pastel shade in them. And I appreciate that we have depth in all of them and blending out shades and tones that will work well together, and it's not super difficult to pair them together. Again, I don't know 100% if I would have said this was a winter colour story, maybe just in my mind when I think of winter this isn't the colour palette that I have in mind, but I do think it's more winter than the summer one was summer, if you know what I mean. Now of course I do still have 1 palette left to go, so don't forget to subscribe and turn your notifications on if you want to see me use the autumn palette from this collection. I have saved it till last because it is my favourite colour story and it's also my favourite season by a mile. I could just live in autumn all year. Autumn leaves, the fluffy socks, the films. And of course, if you want to check out anything from this collection, I will link down below where you can get hold of this stuff. And probably by the time this video goes up, it has already launched, so you'll be able to pick it up straight away. Once again, thank you for checking out this video, guys. Don't forget to let me know which is your favourite palette and which is your favourite look that I have done so far. I am excited for the autumn palette. I'm so excited. I hope you're having an amazing day and I'll see you in my next one.